So if you've been around for a while, you've probably seen me talk about like different drinks a time or two before. I've had videos about where I compared different energy drink supplements and how they mix and things like that, and kind of like a first impression after a month. And this is what that is after a year. So, as the one that I've been mostly drinking is Gamersupps. So, for those that, if you haven't heard of it, I don't know who you're following, but I've noticed a lot more people getting on it and getting partnered for it, and that would be really nice. But so what I came from before that was Mountain Dew. So it's a lot like this. So I was coming off of basically soda. I was drinking like probably at minimum 36 ounces a day, or like, oh, what? 3 cans a day at minimum? So like you had a can like this that I'd drink 3 of those a day. And it was kind of pretty bad. I mean, you look at what there is in it. So you've got like the game fuel. This was like a flavor back during what, Halo 3 that they first did. But I knew every flavor of Mountain Dew, and I do decently well now still, but I mostly keep a museum of cans in the fridge now. I mean, then there was the Kickstart that had the slight little bit of juice in it, and I was doing that as well. Okay, so yeah, Kickstart has a little bit of juice, so it's a little bit healthier. So if we go look at, come on, focus, buddy. So if we look at the vitamin C content, we can see we've actually got some vitamins in there, unlike the other, which they have proteinless, but for some reason. But yeah, so there was that, and then like I didn't do it too frequently, but then there was the AMP. Oh, it's got a few more vitamins in it. Yeah, a little bit. But that's about it. Like, I tried to find the canned game fuel that they had that's in this same size with the goofy lid on it, but they didn't have it in any of the stores. But yeah, this is pretty much the lineup. Like, for the most part, it was at least 3 cans a day, and sometimes one of the cans would be one of these. So you're talking like 40 ounces in a day. But usually, and then every chance I got, I would go and refill a 64-ounce jug with soda, Mountain Dew specifically, and then I'd have the cans on top of that too. And now I look back at that and it's like, how did I live? How am I still alive? Like, I thought I was doing pretty well then, and then like now I realize I was horrible. So from all this, I basically, what was it? Dubby showed up in my feed somewhere, and I'd applied for partnership. And Dubby basically takes you for partnership if you breathe. So there's not really any vetting or any like looking into your profile. They just basically accept you and give you a code and a discount code and say, go promote our product and go from there. So after what, a month or so, a while of having partner and not really doing anything with it, I finally got a tub of it, which is in a previous video. And the thing with that too is, if you're one of those people with problems with gluten on whatever level it is, whether it be celiac or just a general intolerance, Dubby does process their stuff in on equipment that processes wheat, and that can be a problem, and for a lot of people. So then there's also game fuel, and I ordered, G Fuel. I had ordered G Fuel at the same time as I'd ordered the Dubby. But then at the same time, I had used, what was it? I think Stephen He's code to get free samples of Gamersupps. So I get the G Fuel, I get the Dubby in the mail, and then I try those out. The Dubby turned out not that good, and their signature Dragonade is interesting. And it leaves like a bunch of sludge at the bottom. Like, and they're proud of it. It's like that sludge at the bottom, that's all vitamins, and just slurp that up. Then you've got G Fuel, and that left like a little bit at the bottom, and it's like, what is this? This is bad. But in that transition period, after like not having soda, but still getting caffeine intake for like a week plus, my body was just like weirding out on me because I'm like, have not had all this carbonation, CO2 from the various sodas ever, and it's not coursing through my veins like it used to. So now and then I get the samples of Gamersupps, and those just mix right in. Literally like no sludge, no nothing, just like dump and go. And it was very, very nice. Nothing at the bottom to worry about and things like that. So something that I noticed in the period from like moving away from soda and then largely Gamersupps after a month is I sweat a lot more. I have a higher intake of water coming in because I'm mixing this stuff with water, and that's probably why I'm sweating a lot, because soda, I didn't sweat a lot with it, and so I'd be outside and I wouldn't sweat, and I kind of hated it for a little bit. And I've come to realize that it's a good thing. I hate my clothes sticking to my back, but still it's a good sign that I'm still alive and at least halfway healthier. So there was that. And then there was also sleeping better. So in spite of having the caffeine, I was also intaking a lot less corn syrup and other sugars that way as well. So my sugars were coming from more natural sources instead of from the soda and corn syrup. So there were some like other perks that came along with that, like being able to eat a little bit more because you've also don't have all the carbonation sitting in there. And also not having the hard crashes after having chips and salsa, because for some reason Mountain Dew plus salsa in my system meant I was falling asleep. Okay? And with that falling asleep, it wasn't always the best sleep. So now, with not having all the Mountain Dew in my system, my wake-up time without an alarm clock is somewhere between like 8 and 9 o'clock, and sometimes even before 8 o'clock. Whereas on the constant soda train, like 9 o'clock was the earliest. It was early in the morning at 9 o'clock. And 10 or 11 o'clock was pretty decent. Now it feels like if I wake up at 11 o'clock, I've wasted half my day because of it, even though I still fall asleep at midnight. But then there was also the problem of being able to sleep better. One thing that disappeared is like just waking up with like just random acid coming up my throat. It was nasty. Like you just suddenly like wake up and just be like, because of, I don't know if it's stomach acid or just acid spitting up from it all, but it would just happen at night and catch me by surprise and shock me awake. And it was just horrible. And then sweating, of course, all over the place. I kind of hated it, but it means you're alive and healthy. And then not to mention that when I pee now, it's actually clearer. Well, I could get it pretty clear with like this stuff, but this is a different kind of clear, being as, yes, I'm still bringing in caffeine. And if we look at all the supplemental facts on even the caffeine free, if we look at it, we can see that we've got a fair share of B vitamins, which make you piss like a racehorse. And so I was getting more vitamins with my intake. So let's compare this one. So we can see we've got, let's see, our 1.2 micrograms of B12 and 0.3 milligrams of B6. If we look at this one, we've got 2.5 milligrams of B6 and 100 micrograms of B12. And that's in one scoop of the titty milk, or the Gamersupps, I mean. And that's still the caffeine-free version. So you're talking a scoop like that, holding that much, okay? And then if we pull out our Blowhole Blast, which is caffeinated, somewhere on here, come on. Yeah. See, energy. Then the scoop is only slightly bigger to accommodate the 100 milligrams of caffeine that's in it. If we turn this around, or their Nootropics proprietary blend that they have in it. So the other thing too is that it is keto friendly, and their equipment, yeah, it's not like some of the others. So being keto friendly, they avoid all the grain stuff and all that. So that becomes less of a problem. So if you've got gluten problems, then this is a good option. So you can see that they've got a special nootropic blend that excludes the caffeine. But in general, the caffeine kind of hangs out around 100 milligrams per scoop that way in the energy ones. So we've even got, nope, those are just in it by default. So ginseng root extract is in both. Okay, interesting. But yeah, we've also got vitamin C in there. We've got vitamin D3, vitamin H. And if we go back to the other one, come on, buddy. So we've got niacin, riboflavin. Like, there's not much in vitamins in here. And let's go look at the Kickstart. Kind of same deal. We do have some vitamin C, B6, or lacking that B12. And we do have, like, no, milligrams are still higher in Gamersupps in one scoop. So, one scoop, generally 8 ounces of water. So yeah, keto, nootropics, sugar-free. And the thing with the sugars, too, is when you do some of the research into some of their ingredients, there are some, like, other things to it, too. But the other thing to note, too, is Mountain Dew, they do have a caffeine-free variant. But not all their flavors come in that variant. So you can basically only get the basic one. Whereas with Gamersupps, if they've got a flavor, then it's pretty much going to have a caffeine-free variant of it. So you can, like, sit here and mix and put together a big old container of Gamersupps with 1 scoop of caffeine and the rest being caffeine-free, and spread your caffeine intake throughout the day pretty easily, which is pretty much what I do. But I think they're only, like, in the ballpark of 5 flavors maybe that don't have a caffeine-free variant, whereas all their others do. And they've got all kinds of other cool flavors as well to go along with it. And again, I sleep better, I feel better in the gut, I pee better, I sweat better, and I don't have a lot of the same problems that I do with soda again. Now, I have gone back to drink a little bit more and more soda, Mountain Dew particularly, and I've noticed a couple things that I really just brushed under the rug before trying out Gamersupps and things like that after a year of being off soda for the most part and being on something that isn't carbonated and mixed with water largely. You notice a few things, like when I go back to the soda, my body wants to sleep in. I wake up feeling kind of groggy. It's the Mountain Dew hangover, as like to call it. And then there's the carbonation taking up space. The amount of gas that I had before seemed largely due to carbonation, and that's been decreased as well by a lot because I'm not taking so much of that in. And then, of course, like the piss color and all. But it's largely my sleep that changes, and after I like go a day without soda, then it's basically back to the way it was before. If I have soda one day, then like maybe I feel a bit, depending on when I drink it before going to bed, or how close to going to bed I drink it, then I may feel groggy the closer I drink it to going to bed. Basically, the groggier I feel, and depending on the quantity. Whereas I still have the caffeine-free varieties here, and I don't really suffer those same consequences when drinking it right before going to bed. And plus, there's no caffeine really to even try to keep me awake. But those are kind of the biggest differences. Now, like I said, the big beauty of it is that you can take it and you can just kind of mix it up however you feel. So you could take, I'm just putting all the others away. So you can take your Sweeto Waifu cup and then just pop it open. Because a scoop's perfectly sized, you just get you a scoop and you raise you a camera. Get you a scoop of that good stuff. And then take your perfectly sized scoop and dump it in there. And I only, this is a 24-ounce cup, but I do 2 scoops in that, and it turns out just perfectly for my taste. But again, you normally do 3 scoops for a size like this. But yeah. And then you just shake her up. And then you've got your drink. I mean, yeah, it's a little bit more effort than you're going to have with just cracking open a bottle or a can. But at the same time, you're going to burn calories too. Just, shaking up your drink, your caffeine, and then going and gaming. If you enjoyed the video, then like, comment, subscribe, feed the algorithm, boost the video up, share this video with your friends. If you found it informative or you just want to chat, I've got plenty of places in the description, Discord, Guilded, and what have you. Check those out, and I will see you guys in the next one. I don't have a code yet, but she wants me to have a code. You can tell, you can see it on her face. So if you want her to have a discount code with my name on it, subscribe. You know you want to.